I'm sorry, kiddo, I really am. You have a good soul. And I hate giving good people bad news.
I'm not Tom Cruise. He's not Shelley Long, but we did watch 1982's Losin It.
There comes a time when nothing seems more important than losing it.
We're gonna be as crude as we want, as filthy as we want, and as gross as we want.
It's the last word about the first time. Losing it.
And in case you aren't aware, this is one of those 1980s, oh, weren't the 50s great kind of movies, which is very obvious.
Yeah.
And then to sum it up in a sentence, which is more than this movie deserves, four high schoolers decide that they're going to go and lose their virginity in a brothel in Tijuana, and Shelley Long, who's looking for a quickie divorce, just happens to get picked up along the way, and shenanigans ensue. Woo!
Come on.
Now you know why they call it tequila.
This was my pick.
It wasn't. Shame on you.
I am deeply ashamed of this movie.
You know what? I'm not gonna blame you for this because you read off the cast. I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I mean, strictly off the cast alone, this should have been a good movie.
Yeah,
but it was not. Oh no.
And the cast is a very young Tom Cruise, and one of his actually I think his first starring role.
Yeah,
because
so
he did
before
Taps, and he did he had a bit part in I think Endless Love.
Yes, sir.
And then this was his very first starring role. So like that was kind of like a selling point for me. And then this also had Jackie Earle Haley, which we have loved everything that we have watched him in, Breaking Away and The Bad News Bears and all those other films.
Well, I didn't love Breaking Away. But it was a solid performance.
Yeah, but and then we had John Stockwell, who's from Christine, which
I love, is awesome.
Yeah, and I love Christine.
And it was also in, I think it's Dangerously Close.
Yes, which we also reviewed.
The
and
Sentinels.
We had a great deal of fun reviewing that one.
Yes, we did.
But Shelley Long, which we're going to get into Shelley Long. There's a lot I need to unpack for this movie.
Yeah, but you know Shelley Long from Cheers. If you're our age, if you're not our age, then I don't know how you would know Shelley Long.
She was in The Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
Right.
So if you're a Tom Hanks fan,
that's if you're our age. If you're not our age, if you're younger, you don't have any clue the fuck Shelley Long
probably
is.
not. There's Troop Beverly Hills, but anyway. And then who was the youngest brother?
Name is Wendell.
Because I know that face, but I don't know why I know that face.
Yeah. John P. Navin Jr., who plays Wimp.
Yeah.
He was also in Taps. He's in a bunch of 80s TV shows. He was guest appearances in Give Me a Break, Silver Spoons, Facts of Life, and he's the cousin from On Vacation.
So what do you do here, Dale? Well, I got a stack of nudie books this high.
Cousin Eddie's son.
Yes.
Yeah, he tells you how to.
I got a stack of nudie magazines this high. Yeah, okay.
That's him.
Did you ever bop your baloney?
That explains why I recognize him, but I could not place exactly where from. Which, this really makes me feel old because in Vacation, not only is there him and he's talking about bopping his baloney, but his sister was played by...
I'm going steady, and I French kiss.
Where did this movie go wrong? That's my big question, because...
Well, I'll tell you. Because it's fucking side quest. Constantly. So their main quest is obviously to go down to TJ and get laid.
You like some company?
Be our guest, sure.
Well, they achieved that goal within the first half of the movie.
Sooner than that.
Yeah.
Like first 45 minutes of an hour and 30 or 40 minute movie.
Right.
So
John Stockwell and Tom Cruise have a blowout because Tom Cruise decided he didn't want to get laid. He chooses romance instead.
What's with you? I don't care about the jacket, that's all.
You didn't do it with her, did you?
Yes, he didn't. He didn't want his first time to be with a hooker. It's really what it boils down to. So,
but I think he even said he's a romantic in or something like that.
well,
But
there's a
either way.
conversation with him and Shelley Long later on where she says he's, oh, you're a romantic like me.
You're like I am, Woody. You need romance.
And yeah, it's
So after that blowout, then it's like side quests, So Spiders, John Stockwell's character has his own little adventure.
When's the donkey come on?
You'll know when. After a while.
Tom Cruise and Shelley Long have their little adventure.
I mean, would you?
And then I forgot what
Jackie Earle Haley.
What was his character's name?
Dork.
Dork and Wimp have their little side adventure and stuff like that.
You're going in there.
Well, you won the best Spanish flag.
I've already been in there. The guy tried to blow my head off.
And so, and that's the problem with this movie. There's too many things going on. There's not enough to really focus on or what have you. I think usually in a sex comedy like this, it's all about trying to get laid.
Bill goes to 3, so do we. Am I right?
Yeah.
And some people achieve it or don't achieve it, and not
the
achieve
failed
it.
attempts are where the humor generally comes from, like in Porky's.
Yes.
Because everybody's trying to have sex, but they just keep coming this. Hell, even in the Greatest American Virgin,
The Last American
Virgin.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but even in that one, it was all the failed attempts, which is what made it funny.
Yes.
But it's also what made it poignant. This movie, there was no one to root for. They were all fucking unlikable douchebags.
But I always said you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Thanks. Is that your best line with older women?
Yeah. Works like a charm.
Yes,
Every one of them.
The sad thing is, the most likable character is actually Jackie Earle Haley's character, and his brother, who they're fun to watch. Their shenanigans were fun.
That chick right there? That chick is my sister, man.
Just, Spiders.
Your mileage will vary.
Spider's shenanigans are just kind of whatever. He's just kind of a brooding douche, and then a jerk, and goes and gets in fights and shit like that. And then Shelley Long and
Tom Cruise.
I'm not buying their brief little romance interlude.
Oh my
at
God.
all. Not at all. Shelley Long in this is a total miscast.
Yes.
She acts fine, but she's not the right person for this role at all. She's way too prim and proper and what have you.
Total fucking misfire. Complete misfire. And why she got, tied into this, I can understand, like, Jackie Earle Haley is the focus for a lot of the film because Jackie Earle Haley had a fucking track record that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Bad News Bears movies, and then like that Breaking Away was the movie that he did like right before this one. And while you're not a fan of it, it was very well received, and it was also, one of those, well, hey, look, he can do more than just Kelly Lee.
Oh, he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. In that movie,
Yes.
he's a great actor.
But in this one, he's like trying to play the suave Frank Sinatra-esque kind of, oh, hey, look, I'm such a cool guy.
Right, but we know we're in on the joke with it because it's a joke role and character.
They introduce him at high school, and he's talking to like anybody who will listen how they're going to Tijuana and they're going to get laid and blah, 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 blah.
Wish I could go.
Well, just keep drinking your milk and someday you'll be able to.
And then their original fourth party member, he flakes out because he got grounded.
Right.
And that whole bit with him kicking the trash can. It was like, dude, what are you, 12? What are you, throwing a temper tantrum? You know, so that's our big introduction to him. And then Tom Cruise is just like, yeah, I'm going along and blah, blah, blah. And then we get Spider gets detention because somebody throws a water-filled condom and it hits a girl who just happened to be dating the football player. And
Holy shit! What the hell?
for some reason, it's John Stockwell's fault, and he gets into a fist fight and he gets detention.
Bullshit!
Hey, come on, he didn't mean
you
it.
do
All
it.
right?
Push me. I said I'm sorry. Don't push me.
And it's just like, John Stockwell's character should have just he should have learned, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just shut your fucking mouth. If you have big plans, you don't need to play the tough guy. You should maybe just suck it up and take your lick and then go home on time, not get sent to detention and have to pick trash up off the football field. And that whole bit with him deciding that he's gonna leave and the football team chases him off the field was so stupid.
Dale, stop him.
Okay, coach.
All you guys, go get him. Go get him.
Like, just the dumbest shit ever. And so we get in the car and they go and, you know, they bring Wendell along, who's known as Wimp throughout the rest of the movie, but Wendell has money because he's the little entrepreneur, freshman, blah, blah, blah.
Look, will you just lend me the money?
Absolutely not. I'm not in the lending business. This will be great for your French essay.
Who's selling term papers to all the other students. Yeah. And they stop at the gas station or the little Quickie Mart or convenience store, whatever it is, and that's when Shelley Long finds out that her husband was cheating on her and therefore she needs to go to Tijuana to get a divorce.
I'm going to Tijuana to get a divorce. A Tijuana divorce. So there. Prove it.
And that scene has no energy to it whatsoever. It is like the least authentic argument, fight,
and
whatever.
And the funny thing about it is, instead of focusing on the argument, they focus on them robbing the fucking place.
Yeah. And not even robbing the place. Tom Cruise leaves money on the counter before they run out the door. So it's like
So you miss out on any buildup of character for Shelley Long and her husband. That's out the window.
Yes.
And that's the other problem with this. There's no front loading of any of this stuff. You're not getting a real sense of that Tom Cruise is having romantic gestures for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because she knows that he's going to Tijuana to get fucking laid.
Yes. He's just upset that he hasn't, had sex with her yet. Yeah.
I just can't believe it. You!
Carol, what'd you expect me to do?
I didn't expect you to go there. Besides, if I can wait, why can't you wait?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so they go to Tijuana, and like they depict Tijuana as the grossest place on earth. It's dirty, it's scummy. Everybody's trying to scam somebody else.
Well, I'm sure
out of
back
it.
in 1950 it wasn't the greatest place in the world. When I went there in the 90s, it wasn't the greatest place
I
in the world
understand
either.
that. I get it.
I'm just saying.
I get it. But like,
if you haven't been, you can't really comment on it, my friend.
I understand. But at the same time, I can also point at it and go, okay, this is completely fucking inauthentic. At no point do I feel like this is it. I feel like it should have been scummier than it was. There should have been a bit more culture shock to it. If you're going to cross the border from your posh little suburban LA lifestyle, where you're driving
scummy,
your 57.
Man. I mean, there's people out there trying to get you in their clubs and shit.
The old Aztec Club. We got them right here, the best-looking chicks in town, boys. Come right on in, take a look. Let me show you what it's all about. Right in here.
There's people trying to sell you stuff constantly. It's pretty dirty. I mean, I think they did enough. I think they went any further, it would have went to the cartoonish level, as opposed to the kind of like borderline absurd.
It felt Disney-fied to me. It felt softened and rounded off on all the hard edges.
I don't know where you got that from at all.
Maybe because
when you got to the clubs, there's titties. When you peek in any of these clubs, there's titties. So I don't know where you're getting this from.
It just felt. It felt Like, let me put it to
I
you
think
like
your
this.
emotions get the best of you, my
I
friend.
think they could have benefited greatly if they had taken the cast, because this was all filmed in California. They would have benefited greatly if they had gotten the whole cast together and taken them to Tijuana. Because, yeah.
It's funny you say that, because I was looking at the budget. The budget seems like $10 million?
$7 million is what the budget for this film
Too
was.
much. Way too much.
Hey, 550, come back. $1. Hey.
There's nothing on here that looks like $7 million fucking dollars or $10 million, or where the fuck it was.
It was $7 million,
So,
and I guarantee
they
you it
could've
had a
easily
lot to
went-
do with the fact that they had to build a lot of those sets and basically the Tijuana Strip, you know, or at least redress a whole neighborhood to look like Tijuana then, and then they could control everything. There was less chaos. You didn't have people looking at the camera and stuff like that. So yeah, this is kind of why to me it feels manufactured. But then Jackie Earle Haley's character, they go to the brothel, they meet the girls down at the bar, and they talk them into going upstairs to have sex, and then it's like, no, we work downstairs. These are the ladies that you actually have sex with.
Classic bait and switch.
Yeah.
What about you?
Bye-bye.
Nice girls up there.
Yeah, but we want those girls.
Those girls work in the bar.
And then they got the big Mexican guys like, no, you ain't going back down. You're staying up here.
Yeah.
You're buying one of these girls. One way or another, you're spending money.
Which, that's gross in and of itself.
Now you choose.
They needed to be dirtier. They needed to be... It needed to be grosser. It's really what it boils down to. It's a Tijuana brothel. It's not like anybody's going to go, no, that's not what it's like. It's like they needed to dinge it up a bit.
I mean, it's not like John Stockwell's hooker was all that attractive.
No.
And then Tom Cruise also picked
his mom.
Right.
You been working here long?
So, I mean...
Which I guess is supposed to be like a lead up to why he's going to fall for Shelley Long's character.
Yeah.
So then we go through all that, and they have their little tiff down in the bar.
I doubt you could do anything if you did get into her pants.
And it's like the dumbest shit ever. It is like nothing about that felt genuine. Their whole little spat between John Stockwell and Tom Cruise.
It was something stupid anyway, you know, like...
it was over the fact that he didn't
yeah.
want to go get his jacket, that he didn't have sex upstairs.
Right.
And it's like, John Stockwell, okay, dude, you just had sex. What the fuck do you care if he did or didn't?
Right.
What's it to you?
You're a real jerk, you know that?
Yeah.
You know, we're going to go back to school and you're going to be a wussy. Only if you tell somebody, because Tom Cruise ain't saying shit. So you have that. Then you have Jackie Earle Haley upstairs, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs when he has an orgasm because he was told that it feels better.
What?
And with all that, and then you have Wendell who's out trying to buy. He was actually left at the upholstery place where where Jackie Earle Haley's getting his '57 Chevy reupholstered.
Because if you don't, they'll put cow shit in your fucking upholstery, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, you know what you gotta be careful of? That they don't stuff your seats with horse shit.
What?
No, this is no lie. It happened to a friend of mine. And what they do is they dry it out in the sun so you can't smell it.
So then we have, like, you know...
Why are we doing blow-by-blows on this?
We're not doing a blow-by-blow.
You are doing a blow-by-blow. You're
I'm
going
just
to the whole
unpacking
plot.
this movie. This is not...
Well, stop unpacking.
So then you have John Stockwell, and he goes off on his tiff, and he keeps running into the same Army guys, Navy guys, Marine guys, whatever the fuck they were, over and over again. And he
I believe is the guy from the Terminator, the Burnett's boyfriend.
Yes. That's exactly who that is. I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Top Gun as well.
I think so too. Yeah.
I'm pretty positive that that's exactly who that was.
And actually, I think John Stockwell is also he's
yes,
in Top
he
Gun
is
as well. He's
yes,
the guy
he is.
That quits.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
at the beginning.
He's almost orphaned his little girl today. Yeah. And so we have the formation of the Top Gun cast with this movie.
Poor Jackie Earle couldn't make that cut. He was too short and nowhere near handsome enough.
Actually, you know what? For fighter pilots, they want them short. They want them between 5'3" and 5'8".
Yeah,
you
but
can't
this
be
is
6 foot tall.
Hollywood.
I know. But anyway, I mean, they got Tim Robbins.
I'm bringing him in closer, Merlin.
You're gonna do what?
But all that being said, Stockwell's character just turns out to be less and less likable as the movie goes on. Every little situation he gets into, you don't like him more. He winds up going to some bar trying to wait for a donkey show.
Yep.
And then when, you know, he bumps
gets right
into a
to
Navy guy and says, sorry, not, hey, man, let me buy you another drink.
Sorry.
Asshole.
Look, I said I was sorry, okay?
What am I supposed to do now?
You can pull it over your head and suck on it.
But
You're way too.
I know.
Tone it down,
I'm
dude.
just
simmer.
gonna say, like, John
Simmer.
Stockwell's character, he got the ass whippings he so richly deserved.
Yes, he did. A little bit more when the service guys came in.
Yeah.
And lucky for him, the Mexican guy, I guess, took a shine to him while I was kicking his ass and defended him. And that's really the only part in the movie where I kind of felt a little bit of something for John Stockwell's character. Other than that, I give two shits about him.
Yeah, pretty much. Jackie Earle Haley goes on his side quest to find Spanish fly and winds up getting sold some very expensive aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's no such thing as Spanish fly, man. That's just for the tourists. Take a look at these. That's aspirin.
Then he tries to use it on a really pretty Mexican girl who then she runs into his brother or her brother and you know, shenanigans ensue.
That chick right there? Mm-hmm. That chick is my sister, man.
And then Shelley Long goes to Tijuana divorce attorney and then winds up drinking with Tom Cruise and then
and then she sees her soon-to-be
Ex-husband.
ex-husband, and then realizes
let me out of the car.
Yeah, I fell back in love with you again. So that whole interaction was pointless.
Yeah.
Stop the car! What? Larry! Larry! I don't believe it.
Except for Tom Cruise to lose his virginity through the movie. So,
to his mom.
I'm not a virgin, really. I'm not a virgin.
You don't have to do this, you know.
Anyway.
This movie sucks.
Yes, this movie
just sucks.
This movie fucking sucks. There is no, I'm sorry I picked it. It sounded like it was going to be like, hey, we'll have something interesting to talk about. Oh, we've got a lot of interesting things to talk about. What we don't have here is a movie I would ever fucking recommend anybody else watch again. It was painful to watch this movie.
It was really bad. And that's the funny thing is like, I can understand why this movie was absolutely lost to the sands of time. Oh. I'd never heard this movie until you start digging for shit to fucking watch.
Yes.
And oh boy, we got the bottom of the fucking barrel. There's very few movies that I hate more than this that we have reviewed.
I don't disagree with you. I really thought that I thought I had found one of those lost gems, like one of those like how's this movie been forgotten about? And we would have a lively and light discussion about this is a great movie and you all should watch it. And instead what we wind up with is these people are lucky that their careers didn't end because of how bad this movie is.
No shit.
And if you doubt that, this movie cost $7 million to make, which we already talked about. It opened in 180 theaters. It made $437,000 its opening weekend, and its total box office was $1.2 million.
Oh, that's sad.
Yes, this movie bombed fucking hard.
And rightfully so.
And then, Shelley Long had been in Caveman with Ringo Starr before this, and Lyle Alzado, which is a delightfully fun, stupid-ass movie. And
I did Night Shift after this.
And she did Night Shift. So
which was a success
she
for
went
her,
from playing the runner-up, because Ringo Starr was all about Lana in Caveman. And then in Night Shift, she was a prostitute. Yep. And so I guess they decided, no, let's not make her too sexy. Let's make her a suburban woman that's in a failing marriage.
But that's the other thing too. Is like Shelley Long is not. I mean, she's a cute lady, but she's not hot.
Yeah,
she's not sexy. You don't look at her like, oh man, yeah, I want to get some of that Shelley Long.
I'm going to Tijuana to get a divorce.
No, because again, she like comes off as like your mom or your aunt or something like that, or your teacher.
Your sister's annoying friend who's cute but not hot. I stand by that.
I don't think I'd give her that much. But anyways.
Anyway, what I wanted to say was how these people wound up still having careers after this was all said and done. And this is where this actually gets interesting. This was written by Bill L. Norton, who also wrote such hit films as Convoy, Outlaw Blues, and the follow-up More American Graffiti, which, if you didn't know, killed the American Graffiti thing, like, dead. Like, American Graffiti came out, was a huge hit. This guy wrote More American Graffiti, and people were like, that sucked. And nobody wanted more American Graffiti after that. So he went to work on TV, where he wound up leaving his writing pad behind, and he became a director. And he directed Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes, and Angel, and John Doe, and Las Vegas, and Law and Order: Criminal Intent. So he actually had a fairly solid television career. Now, here's the fun one. Curtis Hanson was who directed this. Mm-hmm. He hated this movie. And he said, and I quote, "It was not a happy experience, a picture that I'm proud of the work that we did, but it was again taken away, retitled, re-edited, and music was stuck in that he didn't like." So whatever version of this movie you and I just watched, it has nothing to do with the movie they set out to make. The studio basically tried to turn what was probably a poignant coming-of-age film into a teen sex comedy, and that's why this watches like the giant pile of time-wasting shit that it is. And this movie is 100 minutes. It could have lopped off 80 of them and you would have missed nothing.
Yeah. and so I buy into that too, because his other credits later in his career are good, so go ahead and name them.
Oh my God. Okay, so the same year that this came out, he did a film called Never Cry Wolf, which is a spectacularly good film, and I'm waiting for somebody to release it on Blu-ray. It is about this scientist who goes up to Alaska to find out what the hell is happening to the caribou herds, and he winds up studying the wolves, and it's got Brian Dennehy in it, and it's a delightful film. It is absolutely, it has a 100% on the tomato meter. Now, I know you put no stock in the tomato meter, but how often do you see a film that is 40 years old that somebody hasn't come along and watched it and gone, no, I didn't like it? It never happens. It has with this one.
Name some movies that everybody else will know.
After he did that, he then went on to do Bad Influence with Rob Lowe and James Spader, which that one got a lot of notoriety because Rob Lowe's sex tape had dropped, and so all of a sudden they're all on the map. And then he's all like, well, I'm going to back that shit up with The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Rebecca De Mornay. She's hot, and I'm going to make her act. And then he went on.
Who should have played Shelley Long's role in this fucking movie.
Absolutely. And ironically, a year later, her and Tom Cruise were in Risky Business. So think about that. And John Stockwell was in Christine the same year as this. That's how his career got saved. The casualty of this was Jackie Earle Haley. So, but then Mr. Hanson goes on to do The River Wild with Meryl Streep, and then he fucking kills it by doing the adaptation and directing LA Confidential, and LA Confidential fucks. This movie kicks ass. It's still every bit as good. And somehow they managed to take the delightful 40s and 50s, the golden era of Hollywood, and show you just how scummy the underbelly of it was, and do it in a way that was convincing, which is exactly what this movie lacks completely.
You know, the other interesting thing is he also did 8 Mile, which I've never seen 8 Mile, but after seeing this guy's credits, I may have to watch 8 Mile and to see how good this movie is.
He also did The Wonder Boys, and I would recommend The Wonder Boys to you over 8 Mile, because that is about basically the trappings of academia and
but I give zero fucks about knowing fucking Eminem's backstory.
Oh,
because I don't give a fuck about Eminem. So the fact that this guy has these credits, and even after watching this piece of shit movie, I'm still intrigued enough to watch it in a while.
Oh, I get it. But yeah, Never Cry Wolf was a massive hit. It was a tiny budget and went on to make $27 million back when $27 million was a lot of money. So that's why Mr. Hanson got to keep making movies. He got a Oscar for L.A. Confidential for both directing and for screen adaptation. So
and
he went
so.
from this to Oscar winner in just a decade and some change. And L.A. Confidential still, it holds up. It really is a spectacularly good movie.
Yeah, I watched that a couple months back, and it's still, still kicks ass.
But Losin It, I would love to know what the original script was. I would love to know what the original take on the movie was.
Yeah.
Because they had so much fucking talent attached to this. How this abomination is what got put in theaters boggles my mind, to the degree that it had to have something to do with people and, studio executives going, no, we know what the audience wants.
Nice girls up there.
Yeah, but we want those girls.
Those girls work in the bar.
Trust us, Porky's was huge. We can do that.
Was Porky's 80 or 81?
I want to say, production assistant, what year did Porky's come out?
Because it had been like 81.
I want to say it was 81.
81.
Yeah. So Porky's was 81.
So that's probably what fucked this film then.
And Canadian.
Yeah.
It was one of the highest grossing Canadian films of all time until not too terribly long ago.
Well, and rightly so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking Porky's.
And it spun off a whole bunch of movies that followed. And I'm sure that was kind of like what they were loading up for. They wanted to have like the repeat adventures in Tijuana of Rorschach and Maverick.
Sure. But yeah, if you're gonna watch a teen sex comedy, Porky's absolutely all day long. Last American Virgin, which
yes, I'm absolutely going to say that was where I wanted to wind up on this. Last American Virgin tells this story so much more effectively, so much more relatably, and it is just an infinitely more entertaining, engaging, and honest watch. That's really what this film lacks, because the end of this film, the last shot, they go to the restaurant after they've gotten back across the border, and they just happen to run into the army guys again, and then they start this big, massive food fight. It's so dumb. Like, just dumb. So,
Last American Virgin, if you've seen that ending, that is etched in your brain. You will never forget that fucking shit.
Yes. And we reviewed it, and it was wonderful, and I would watch that again in a heartbeat. I will never fucking watch this piece of shit again, ever. If anybody says, hey man, I'm a big fan of Losin It, don't talk to me no more.
We're not friends.
This was
that's a deal breaker. The other movie I recommend for sex comedy, especially teen sex comedy, is Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is probably like the classic of classics. For
American
most people.
Pie.
Yeah.
Which we talked about when we did Sunset Boulevard and the rise of the MILF. So, there are so many films that handle this subject better. This is
this is not it.
This is a stinker on every level, and the happy ending is so. It's so manufactured. It's so, oh, well, we can't have Shelley Long actually divorce her cheating husband now that she went and got some strange on the side.
I have been looking for you all night.
I saw you. I just couldn't believe it. You've never...
I thought I lost you.
It's so fucking scummy and gross. And so she leaves Tom Cruise, and he has this forlorn look of, oh, don't go with him. I'm still here. I love you. And they have this passionate kiss. And then she runs off with Dean, I think his name is, and they get in their smashed up fucking van and ride off back to suburbia.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, I think we savaged this enough.
No, it deserves more savagery, but I'm done. I feel vented.
Okay.
I feel better. I feel like of the 100 minutes of my life that this film robbed from me, I've gotten some payback. And please share this video with your friends, your loved ones, your parents, and let them know to not fucking watch Losing It ever.
You done?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's what we got.
We will catch you next time.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elvis. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Elvis.